Hey there, world changers. Today we're going to jump into the first chapter in my book, How to Save the World, which is what I call the biggest mistake. And now this is something that you really have to know about if you're going to make change happen. And the biggest mistake that all people who are trying to make environmental and social change happen make is thinking that educating somebody about a topic actually makes that person make a change. And they also think that getting people to care about a topic also makes people change. Now, behavioral psychologists have studied this phenomenon. They take a group of people, they educate them about energy efficiency and climate change, about the extinction of animals, about ecological collapse, and then they follow their behaviors for the next 6 months. And you know what they find? Hardly anybody takes any action or makes any actual behaviors whatsoever. Now, this phenomenon is pervasive across society, even in things like trying to go to the gym or eat more vegetables. Just because you know you need to do it doesn't mean the behavior or the action actually happens. And behavioral psychologists call this phenomenon the value-action gap, meaning that just because we have a value system about plants or animals or social justice doesn't mean that we take action. And they also call it the information deficit hypothesis, meaning that many of us come to want to improve a cause in the world, and we invent the hypothesis in our mind that if people only knew about the issue, if people only cared about the issue, then change would happen. And that's just a hypothesis, and the hypothesis is wrong. Focusing on education succeeds in getting people educated. It's an intellectual exercise in understanding the world. But intellectual exercises aren't what gets people to take action. It's not what gets people to install solar panels or go out and get an electric car or start growing their own vegetables. I can't tell you how many people in climate change, environmental and social change circles I've met who were in a position to put solar on their homes. They owned their own house. They had a medium to high income. They were deeply concerned about the issue, so concerned that we met at an event that was to do with the topic. And then I asked them, do you have solar on your house? And they said, I just kind of never got around to it. This happens all the time. People don't necessarily put together understanding the cause with themselves taking action. Your project and your passion about trying to change the world may be based on this information deficit hypothesis. People all the time are developing magazines, festivals, events, art projects, campaigns, software, apps that are based on educating people about a cause to make change happen. And they can be really fun projects that people get involved in and people really enjoy. But there may not be any evidence whatsoever that any of these projects are actually making real and measurable change happen. And this is what this book is about. The rest of the tutorials we're going to go through are going to be diving in to the specific strategies you need to take to make action happen. And education is actually a really small part of making change happen. So, the value-action gap. Have a read of the Wikipedia page. I've put the link below. And make sure you get a copy of my book, How to Save the World. It's on Amazon, Audible, Indiegogo, and subscribe to my website, katiepatrick.com, and make sure you read the first chapter in my book about the value-action gap. Once you become aware of this issue, it changes everything. And I will see you in the next video.